we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters.
What's going on, everyone? It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm standing in the driveway. All of the enclosures are inside the garage because it was in the 50s last night. I think it's 8 a.m. right now, and we're rolling out. We're heading to Holt Nurseries, and it's gonna get warm really slowly today. So they're gonna stay in the garage. They're just staying. We have the old albino enclosures loaded up and strapped on the trailer. We're gonna bring these to Tom. He's gonna put some animals in them. Our buddy Kevin Gilbert is gonna be borrowing that enclosure for his young albino. And you ready to hit the road?
I am.
All right, we're at Holt Nurseries. I've unloaded the cages from the trailer. Kagan and Tom are in the back, so I'm gonna head back there and join them. All right, now I'm in the back by the enclosure, and Kevin Gilbert has joined us. What's going on, brother?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So you guys really didn't get to see how this enclosure really was built, because it's always been in the dark garage and everything, but it is vinyl coated mesh, and it does have two screen sides. You really couldn't see that because they were put together. So the reason why I built it this way is this could be used for a pair of lizards as well as an individual lizard. This can be a standalone enclosure. It doesn't have to be for a pairing. Now, there's 3/4 inch plywood floor. There are 6 casters on the bottom, so it's easy to roll around. This is the pass-through door to allow them access, but I would probably, for the purpose of keeping a lizard by itself, if I don't plan on leaving that, using that door, I would probably add an additional latch on the outside for the security, because you never know what animals can find when they're exploring around their enclosure. All of a sudden the nose lifts that up, and then all of a sudden it ends up slid over. You don't want it to find its way out. So I would probably add one on the outside or transfer that to the outside if I was gonna keep an individual animal in there. But that little door can be handy for maybe passing food items in or something like that. Sometimes you have an animal that's too anxious at the large door. Another small door can be helpful, so you can sneak an item in. So if they're climbing all over this, I could sneak an egg or a quail or something right in there real quick, and you don't have to get bit or risk of anything escaping or anything like that. The screws where I screwed the enclosures together are right there, so they can be removed if he doesn't want to use that. There's the door stop strip, so the door shuts. Somebody was smart, they could lock me in here right now. The floor is dry locked, the back wall is dry locked. Kagan did point out, she pressure washed these, that it looks like the female scratched through. God, I put 3 layers of dry lock on this floor, and there is some areas that where it's scratched through it. White pine shelving like I always do, so I don't have an animal sitting on pressure treated lumber. And 2 heat lamp fixtures that I have wired in. They're stapled or screwed up top. And so he could set this up with the timer. 2 different plugs. If he wants to run a heat source and like a true UV or something like that, or 2 heat sources, so the animal isn't getting a hot spot on its body and then not getting any warmth on the rest of it. So if it's a 3-foot monitor, it can get heat evenly over its back. And that can be raised and lowered according to the size or chunkiness of your lizard. But yeah, Tom is getting the pair. The keys to lock him are sitting inside of him.
I see it.
So there's 2 keys for each enclosure. So we're gonna check on some of the animals that he's been collecting over here. So Tom is showing us one of these. Now, where did this come off of? Amazon?
The cage from Amazon.
It's an outdoor cat enclosure.
Yes.
That he's purposing for. That's a pied
Spiny tail.
Pied spiny tail iguana.
Iguana.
Beautiful.
He doesn't bite, Keegan, but you want to do the.
So you had to do some modifications to use the enclosure. It feels like we're outdoors. We are outdoors, but we are in a greenhouse, so it's not going to get direct rain and rot out the enclosure that fast. If you kept this outdoors, it would not live long. That is stunning. What? He has the same eyes as a black dragon. He literally has a black dragon face.
Wow, look at this guy. Look at his tail. Holy cow.
So stinking handsome. I'm saying handsome. Is this a male?
I don't even know.
Tom.
So
Look at
He looks like a male.
you. You are beautiful.
That is a beautiful animal.
so one of the viewers gave me this.
Well, I hope you thanked him
Oh my goodness.
10 times. That's incredible. What a
Look at this.
beautiful, beautiful animal. Can you guys see the spikes on that tail? That's so, so cool.
You are phenomenal.
And so what is the diet on this guy? Or you have your reptile, because Tom has a reptile guy that cares for his animals. So if you don't know the specifics, that's
No,
totally
I know.
fine.
We're just doing veggies. We're doing dark leaf, collard greens.
Any
and-
protein like other rock iguanas? Monkey
Dude,
chow or?
I have the I haven't, but I want to learn if I should be doing that. I know for the tortoises, I'd have the Missouri tortoise chow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works or if I should.
I'm just saying some of the iguanas, and don't take this as fact. This is a Jerry Wolfe question that I know some of the rock iguanas do eat like baby chicks and stuff like that in the wild. And I have seen our own rock iguanas get very excited when we cut up and
They-
process a rabbit
chow
or a
down those
chicken
reptilings.
or anything. Yeah, they have. If you guys remember the reptiling video, they actually tried to take it out of Kagan's hand. They wanted it so bad. But that is just an amazing animal. We could just end the video right here. You are incredible.
Oh, thank you.
You are as well, Kagan.
Oh, I meant I was voicing him.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I want one.
Okay. The cage is set up so nice, and of course Tom has access to all the cool plants. So he has banana plants in there. What is this back here, Tom?
That's a strawberry guava that needs to be watered.
Strawberry guava. Yeah, it's a
Little
well,
wilty.
and a mulberry. Yeah,
I could see he chowed on the. Everybody chows on the mulberries.
incredible. So we're looking at this real pretty. This is just a Rubbermaid tub. How many gallons is this sucker?
300.
300. Wow.
Yeah, I actually really like this setup.
This is really cool for a young tortoise enclosure. And there's a young leopard tortoise in there. If you guys can see, I'm gonna look how beautiful it is. It's happy in its little spot. Just the one in here. Look at all these mulberries again, making use of all the pretty plants. Just a pretty enclosure. I really like it. Real pretty little bearded dragon. Eyeballing that camera.
Look how colorful he is.
Really pretty.
Now it's cool because on monitors, you see that line that goes down their side, that lateral line. These guys have it spiked. Pretty guy.
Well, I can see why so many people like them. I never owned one.
They're pretty cool. They eat like a lot of crickets and things of that nature. So a lot of people, a lot of vegetation, chopped up salads.
So a good, easy, varied diet.
I think when they're younger, they eat more insects, and then the older they get, transition their diet more to greens.
Love crickets.
Yeah, they do.
Tom is showing us that this, I mean, it is a catfish, but it's called a something shark. But
Black-eared shark.
Black-eared shark. Like that one can see, obviously, but this other one milling around here, both of its eyes are...
The other eye is missing. It doesn't even have the other eye.
Oh, wow. But he still gets around fine. Eats, looks healthy as can be. What a beautiful fish. All these fish are eventually going to end up in some garden ponds or something like that.
I'd like to do that, but once again, I need to heat the garden ponds.
It's a process.
Yes.
It's a process, but you're raising them up and getting them ready for some very beautiful, and water plants are, it's obviously there's going to be water plants in there with you. What is this guy on the bottom? He looks like a lizard fish that we have in the saltwater estuaries.
I think it's the B-I-C-H-E-R. Why do you say that?
A biker.
A biker.
So one thing I wanted to make sure that we touched on before we left was how Tom has started planting these universal rock enclosures.
Yes.
Gorgeous plants. He's got the sliding glass door installed in this one, and look how incredible. These are starting to look really flushed out with plants. I mean, this is phenomenal. This is a reptile's dream.
Very, very cool.
How amazing is that?
Look at the plants draping down. He still has to build the roof, and obviously once he figures out what's going in here, then he'll know what kind of heat source or lighting he needs. But the plants look like they're doing really well in here. So this shower door was just off of Amazon?
Wayfair.
Wayfair.
$350.
$350. It opens and closes well. That gap is, I mean, as long as it's not too small of an animal, it's definitely an acceptable gap.
So that's too small for like a house gecko, right?
If somebody could put in the comments how they seal and solve that problem on enclosures. Now, you only have one active door, or no, they're both active. I wonder if making one door inactive, somebody out there knows the solution to that, because that's what I always question on doors like that. How do you stop animals from bypassing there?
But yeah,
I'd be very curious
gecko
about that.
Or day gecko would definitely be able
Absolutely.
to go through that. Look at this one with all the philodendron and pothos in it.
So now you have more doors on order.
No, they came in real fast. I just did one to make sure it worked.
Now what is really cool about this is with all these philodendron, they're vining plants. So if you can get this guy to stretch over to the other side and make a bridge, this one can stretch over here. You'll have all these vines going every which way across this, and you could have some small reptile really utilize all those bridges.
Some braided stainless wire will give it something to cross on, and then you wouldn't even see the wire after a little while. So they're all getting planted out.
And this one has a lot of ferns and moss
And pitcher plants.
and pitcher plants.
This is incredible. Yeah, I was gonna say that Tom, just like us, there's just a million things to do every day. And you know, I like the idea of the more resilient plants are gonna be the ones that survive. Those are the ones that I want in there anyway.
Yeah.
See the stump here? And it comes all, my hand's not long enough, you can put your hand all the way around.
It goes all the way around. So last time we were here and walked the property, you guys remember where he was setting up this spring-fed low pond, and then we walked across what was a blank slate, and he now has this liner pond filled up. We just saw like a 2+ foot channel catfish swimming by. I see a young tilapia swimming by there. So said his employees keep stocking his ponds for him. They're catching stuff other places and moving them in. Yeah, I already see fish beds as we're walking along. Gosh, he's got this oak tree through the fence. I'd like to find my way down there and fish that pond. Should have brought the fishing rods. But here's that area, that low-lying area that was behind the greenhouses, and there was nothing here. And he has all of this done and planted. Tom is going to get some food for the snapping turtle, and Kevin and I are walking around, and you know me, I'm always looking for critters. And along the side of the pond, I see these little snails trucking along. Look at this handful of snails. This is a pretty big and really cool colored snail. I mean, they're alive in all of these. I'm gonna see if Tom knows what they are. Is this something he put in there, or is this some sort of a native snail? They're all over. And this is a liner pond. In fact, there is some other sort of snail, a little cone-shaped one. I don't know if you guys can see him down there. He must be loving this pond. I guess we're gonna see the snapping turtle in a second. So Tom isn't sure, but he believes it's an invasive snail. If you guys know what type of snail that is, please leave that in the comments. We're very curious. I think we're gonna take this handful of them home with us, and we'll keep them in a controlled aquarium or something like that for a period of time until we know what they are. In South Florida, where I'm living, I have not seen these in the wild, but who knows? Maybe it's a North Florida thing. Tom's snapping turtle, if you guys remember, he promised a bigger enclosure. Look what it has. So handsome. So cool. So are you gonna put more plants in here?
I think so.
Obviously you don't want too much for it to not climb out.
Yeah.
I like how this is built. Now, we plan on putting pickles outside in the area between the house and the bar area. And I want to do maybe some sort of little pond about the size of this and split it with a screen down the middle and put pickles on one half, have a walk bridge go over it, and then maybe some other aquatic species like a mata turtle or something in there. And how cool would that be? I think Pickles deserves a better enclosures than it has right now. Oh, Tom, you are doing so much over here. A nice group of redfoots. Oh, I love it. Those are fig plants in there with them?
Yes, and you see they ate all the lower leaves?
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's some good succulents. They ate all the leaves off the succulents. That was my mulberries over there. There's nothing left.
Oh. Using the Universal Rock products.
No, I gotta do something with the heat source here. I gotta do something with this here, right? Because it's gonna get cold next. Or I gotta bring them in, one or the other.
Yeah, if you can level that out and put a roof over it, and then just some pond liner flaps and a Zoom Ed habitat heater on the bottom and maybe the top, and then you got to figure out with a little heat gun your temperature at night, when you just need the lower one and when you need both of them on. They look happy. You got a little something on your face there, buddy. All right, so we're finishing up the video here at Tom's. We're standing by one of his mini lakes. How many lakes are on this property? Did you guys count? Even he has to think about it and count. There's there's a lot. He's showing us that these are the lilies that he gave us. Unfortunately, that red-eared slider ate those as well as the other lilies. But he said that's what ours should look like right now if they had survived the that turtle, which is, they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And these are those giant, again, I'm gonna just say the common name, an Amazonian lily. I'm sure everybody knows the actual name for these. They're super cool. I remember fishing near these in the Amazon. So pretty. But he's done a lot. I did not think that Tom got this much accomplished since we were here last, but the reptiles really are getting set up better. I can't wait to see what he does with our enclosures that we just brought him, what he does with the that universal rock enclosures when they get finished up. He said the other doors are here, they just need to get installed. So another visit in the near future. Tom, as always, thank you for having us.
Been great.
Beautiful property. Check out Holt Nurseries on YouTube, guys.
Fulfilling dreams.
There, yes. Doing great things over here. All right, guys, until next time.